Look, I know covering game news a few days after the fact is a bit like discussing ancient history as if it happened 2 hours ago, but I was out of the country altogether at the time and I wanted to talk about this nonetheless, so now that I'm back, I can. But apparently Red Dead Redemption has been freshly rated in Korea, sparking rumours that a remaster or maybe even a remake are on the horizon. Games being rated in random countries across the world is quite a popular way for projects to leak, especially when it comes to the topic of remasters, at least from what I've seen, and the only reason I can argue for that is because remasters and remakes typically attempt to cash in on nostalgia, which is a short-term fix to allow you to tackle long-term problems with less pressure. So the marketing campaigns are usually quite short, and as a result, sometimes information slips the net before it's supposed to. Or at least that's how I imagine it working, because realistically, I'm hardly the guru on this games industry. I hardly know anything at all. I just know that I like games, I like playing games, and that's kind of about it. So ratings in no specific place, just random places really, is quite a popular way for people to become aware of a project before we're supposed to. So as a result, Red Dead Redemption getting a fresh rating in 2023 despite there already being a rating for the game in South Korea is interesting, because rumours of a Red Dead Redemption remaster or even a remake have been circulating, whether they had any grounds to circulate or not, for quite a long time. And on top of that, fan demand for this sort of thing to happen has been high for at least since Red Dead Redemption 2 released, which is coming up on 5 years ago. A lot of people have wanted to see Red Dead Redemption remade with the technology of Red Dead Redemption 2, especially considering vast portions of Red Dead Redemption's open world already exist within the confines of Red Dead Redemption 2, excluding of course the Mexico portion. But even that is built at least as far as the groundwork is concerned, and you can visit it either through exploiting the game with glitches or by installing mods that allow you to go there. So of course the idea of revisiting the original Red Dead Redemption story, but with the visuals and the gameplay of Red Dead Redemption 2, has been popular, because those world spaces seemingly exist in the prequel for limited reasons. And it's noticeable, if not slightly jarring, in Red Dead Redemption 2 as it stands. That doesn't mean it's bad, but it's certainly of a different caliber to the rest of the games. So a lot of people came to the conclusion that it exists on the off chance that Rockstar want to do something with it at a later date, or also it could have just been the tip of the iceberg on cut content, with New Austin remaining in the game simply because it's New Austin and it helps give you some nostalgia within Red Dead Redemption 2 to enhance the epilogue experience, as this area is only accessible during the epilogue. However, that's not something this South Korean rating necessarily suggests is going to happen. All we know is the game has been rated in 2023 in South Korea, which could quite possibly be an error of some description, but if it's not an error, having the game reclassified is certainly pointless, so it's very possible that this means something is going to be happening. It could be a re-release, a remaster, or even a remake, though I personally don't believe it to be the latter, because unless it's outsourced, Rockstar has simply been too busy with what we know they're working on, which is Grand Theft Auto 6. And of course, Grand Theft Auto Online, which just simply won't die, it's a cockroach. But a remaster, and in failing that, a simple re-release would make an awful lot of sense for Red Dead Redemption, simply because as console generations move on and players get rid of their older devices, accessibility to this game is slowly fading. You can play it via a flawed cloud system on PlayStation if you really want to, but the experience is going to be pixelated and rubbish, though apparently that option has since disappeared. Or you can play it with backwards compatibility on Xbox. The game never came to PC, so it requires emulating for that to work, and I cannot imagine Rockstar nor Take-Two Interactive being awfully fond of it. And considering its significance in complementing Red Dead Redemption 2, it's important that both of those games are accessible. So this is an example of a game where a re-release, or better yet a remaster, could be argued to be necessary. The problem is Rockstar and Take-Two Interactive have proven themselves to be somewhat unpredictable, especially lately. They don't really interact with the consumer. I'm led to believe they don't even care what people think or what players might think they need. But it was a thing back when Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy, the definitive edition, was being marketed that if it was successful, they would certainly consider doing more Rockstar remasters. It was not successful. So this rating spawning certainly has me confused. However, I did check, it does indeed exist, at least as of making this video. Apparently also the achievements have been updated on the Rockstar Social Club at least sometime recently. However, they've also been updated for other games, or at least I'm led to believe that's the case. So that could just be a routine update of some description. I wouldn't put much stock in that being evidence. As for the rating itself, like I said, it could be a cock-up of some description somewhere along the line, as there have been ratings that have dropped for games that just simply didn't come to be, specifically when talking about newer generation versions to older games, because there is cause to be skeptical, and there's every chance that it means nothing. Logically, does Red Dead Redemption need a remaster? I don't think any game ever has needed a remaster, but they've been effective in cashing in on nostalgia for one, but also bringing somewhat classic experiences to newer consoles and newer audiences is effective. And considering the dwindling accessibility, it would perhaps make more sense for Red Dead Redemption than it would for most. But this is Rockstar we're talking about, and they play by their own rules. And in failing that, Take-Two Interactive certainly do. So usually I advise looking at this sort of stuff cautiously because A rating in South Korea isn't necessarily official confirmation of anything. Sometimes ratings just pop up for some reason, and then nothing comes of them. But at the same time, it's worth raising an eyebrow when something like this happens. However, especially when it comes to Rockstar, the safest bet is probably to assume something doesn't mean anywhere near as much as it appears to, until that gets proven otherwise or proven wrong. However, a Red Dead Redemption remaster, remake, or whatever would certainly be nice. I'm of the opinion that the game wouldn't do too badly with one. I'm not too sure I'd be keen on it following Grand Theft Auto the Trilogy, the definitive edition. As we know, those remasters were just plagued with issue upon issue upon issue, but they were older games, so maybe that didn't help. But honestly, with regards to Red Dead Redemption, I think I'd just be okay with it being more accessible to newer generations, and also maybe finally coming to PC. I couldn't tell you the logistics behind the chances of that happening, but I'm led to believe that during development, Red Dead Redemption was so mangled that it's a miracle they got it working at all. Regardless, I just wanted to touch down on this subject because I've been away for like a week. I haven't posted anything in that time, and I thought, hey, I make a lot of Red Dead content, why not discuss this and try to give a somewhat neutral, albeit unoriginal take, which will give me time to filter through the over 1,000 clips I have gathered whilst in Berlin. So if you like history, check out our history channel, Decades, via the link in the description. Aside from that, thank you all for watching this video. I really hope that you've enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead, leave a like, maybe subscribe if you want to. Share the channel with your friends and all that magical stuff. I would massively appreciate it, of course. And use the comments section to give me your thoughts as well. That would also be super helpful. And with any luck, I'll be seeing you all very soon with another video at some point. But until next time, please take care and goodbye.